think about all the people I've met in my life, I'm like, God, do you know what I mean? We bump into people all the time. And at first it seems random, you know? But then there are these moments that you'll never forget for the rest of your life. And you wonder, was this moment just for me? Is there anything truly random at all? I'm sure it happens to all of us. We might even have the same stories. No one's that special.
But some of the people that you meet, they come in certain types, you know, and these types are just drawn to you for some reason or another. For example, I'm sure you've met the liberal integrationists. I met this couple while I was taking my modern Irish poetry class, and I enjoyed sitting with them. It was fascinating to see them so interested and just study poetry for the sake of poetry. Then, at the end of the semester, they approached me to say what a pleasure it was to have met. And then, and I must say, my dear, your accent is simply excellent. It's so Irish. Keep it up.
Or you must have met the democratizing women's rights world peace activist. You know, the one who wants to save you. Like this woman I met the year I was teaching in America. I was walking to the parking lot. It was right after Afghanistan had been bombed by the United States. And lots of people were feeling very happy about freeing Afghan women from the clutches of evil brown men. As I walked to my car, I noticed that the shadow behind me was getting closer. And I walked a bit faster when I heard this voice say to me, "Honey, honey, I want to talk to you." I turned around nervously and confronted this middle-aged brunette in capris and a t-shirt. "Honey, you're free." "Honey, Afghans are free, you're free." She'd followed me to tell me that. I was touched. She was incredibly sweet, so I politely noted, "Ma'am, I don't know Mullah Umar." She looked confused. "But you're free. Afghans are free." "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I've never met Mullah Umar." "Where are you from?" I'm from Limerick." "Limerick?" She looked at me up and down, perhaps wondering if I meant Limerick, Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so maybe you haven't met those particular people, but surely you have met the cultural anthropologist. He walked behind me for several minutes, and when I became frightened and picked up my pace, he nervously broached the question. Excuse me, could you tell me? I've just been so curious. I noticed that some girls wear black, but you are wearing purple. A cue of tribal interstitial kinships? Artifact of a cultural paradigmatic shift? Sacrificial, ritualistic positioning of power within your in-group? Really? Why purple? Matches me dress.
Or the creepy neo-Nazi. We were alone, and he offered me a cigarette as we waited for the next train to stop. I refused, given that I was not about to burn the veil that I was wearing. When the train stopped, I got on, and he followed me. Then he says to me, "So what do you think of that problem over there?" Over where? You know, over there. The Jews, the Muslims. I felt my veil sticking to my hot, sweaty neck. Are you by any chance referring to the Palestinian-Israeli conflict? And then he told me he understands, and that's why the Jews were exterminated. Are you serious? You want to exterminate an entire people? Was he serious? Did he think I was so stupid as to be taken in by a smiling face and want to bond with him? Looking down at my brown hands, I happened to glance at his and noticed a small swastika tattooed onto his wrist. I stepped out at the next stop.
Look, but it's not always like that. It's not always someone who wants to integrate you or save you or analyse you. Sometimes it's just a human being in search of meaning. Someone who's just looking for someone who might understand. I came into the library, soaking wet, after just finishing an intense final, and sat down in front of a computer. As I was wiping the puddles of water from my scarf from my dress, a hand slipped a piece of paper in front of me. I looked at the folded note, and I turned to see a heavy-set young woman hurrying away, wiping her eyes from tears. I picked up the note, I opened it, and I read what was inside. In these times when women are confronted with intense pressure to conform and to achieve impossible standards of beauty, you chose to be different. Thank you for being an inspiration. You made me realise there's hope. What she didn't realise was at the time I was wrestling with my own struggle, and she's the one that gave me hope. And I hope to meet her again. Whatever. These moments happen to all of us. We might even have the same stories, right?